Hello everyone, thank you for joining my channel. First we'll click on Microsoft Visual Studios. Next, we are going to click on a new project. Next, we're going to go to the search bar and type in Window Forms App. Then we click on the second one. Next, for our project name, this will be named Stadium Seating. After that had been done, I will click on the three buttons where it say Browse, underneath Location, and I saved it on my desktop. Then I hit Create. Now I will X out that sign above the form. Then I make sure I clicked on form to make sure it's highlighted. And for text, I'll put my name, which is at IdentifyHerSyntax. And I will straighten up my form the way I want it. And now I will go to Toolbox and go get a group box, which was right there. And I paste it on the form and I straighten it how I want it. And now I'm going to hit Control C and Control V to paste it, which I made two of them, so I won't have to go back and forward to the toolbox to get a group box. And now I'm going to click on the first one and I will name it Tickets Sold. And after that, I will go to Toolbox and I will get a label. And I'll paste it right there. And I hit Control C, Control V, which I need 4 of them. So for the first label, we are going to type in a small sentence, which the sentence will say, enter the number of tickets sold for each class of seats. Now I will go to my second label and I will name this Class A with a colon beside it. And next I will highlight all of it, which I use Control A and Control C, so I can use for label 3. And all I have to do is go to text and paste it there and change that letter to B and put a colon with it as well. And I will do the same for label 4, which that'd be C. Now I will straighten it the way I want it. And next I'll go back to my toolbox and I will get a text box. Which I need 3 of those. So I drag text box there. And I do Control C and Control V to paste, and I made 3 boxes. So now I'm going to name my first box, which I go to name, and this first box will be named CA underscore text box. Then I will highlight all of it, which I do Control A and Control C to copy, so I can do the same for the second one, which I changed the letter to B, as you all can see right there. And next I'll do the same for the third one, which that one be C. Next, I'll work on my second group box, which I will change the name of that, which I go to text. And here I will type in revenue generated. After that, I would go to my toolbox and I would get labels, which I will have 4 labels. Control C, Control V to paste. And I would click on my first one, and this one will be named Class A : which I type that in the text. Then I will do the same for the second one, which will be Class B : and this one will be Class C : You also can speed it up by highlighting the class with Control A and Control C, and that's how I got my class word written real fast. So for the fourth one, we are going to name this one total, then colon. And I will straighten it the way I want it. And next we're going to go to label again, and we'll need 4 more of those. Which the reason why we're using labels for this one, because this will be the output for the user. Next, I'll click on the first label. And I'll change auto size to false. And I will change border style to fit single. And I'll change the text with nothing. And I will name this label _ class A. And the same exact steps I did for class A, I would do for class B. The same exact stuff I did for class B, I would do it for class C. The same step I did for class A, B, and C, I would do it for total. The only thing would be different by total is that the label would be named label_total. Next, we're going to highlight all of the labels, which we're going to click on one of them and hold down Shift. And we're going to make the text alignment middle center, which in my last video, I meant to say middle center instead of middle single. So I do apologize about that. So now we got that done. I'm going to just straighten it up the way I want it. Next, we're going to go to Toolbox and we're going to search button. And we'll drag it on the form on our design. And we're going to hold down Control-C and Control-V because we need 3 buttons. The first button, this will be called Calculate Revenue, which I typed that in the text. And I will name it Calculate Revenue _ button. Next, our second button gonna be our clear button, which I named it Clear _ button. And for the text, this will be called Clear. And I'm just straightening it the way I want it. Next, we'll be working on the third button, which this will be the exit button. So in the text, we'll type exit. And for the name, be called exit _ button. Next, I will highlight all 3 buttons, which I'll click on one and hold down Shift and click on the other ones. And I will change the font to 12. Next, I will double click on Calculate Revenue. And like I always say in my other videos, it's always important to use comments. Because with comments, it explains to the user what you have done. It also gives you ownership of your own work, which you had to put your name on it. And you also had to put your date and the purpose of this program. So right now, I'm putting my name. I'm putting today's date, which is March the 24th, 2022. And I'll write my purpose in my own words, so do not copy my purpose. It's just like writing an essay. You don't want anyone else to have it but you. Now we're going to code inside the calculate revenue button, but first I'm going to add my comment. And with my comments, explaining my work. So now we're going to code inside of the calculate revenue button. So first I'm going to type try. Then I will open up a curly brace. Then I hit enter. And in between that, I will type in decimal, class A, cost, equals 15, semicolon. Then I do the same for class B, which that would be equals 12, semicolon. And I do the same for C, which that would equals 9, semicolon. Next, we're going to say decimal, class A, tickets, then semicolon. Then we do the same for B. Then we do the same for C. Next, we're going to type in class A, tickets, equals decimal, dot parse, parentheses, CA underscore text box dot text, close parentheses, semicolon. And we'll do the same for B and C. With this part, we just connecting the text box to the tickets. Next, we are going to do something for the totals. So we're going to say decimal, class A, totals, semicolon. So we're going to do the same for class B and C. Next, we're going to do something else for totals, which we're going to say class A, totals, equals class A, tickets, times class A, cost, which is grabbing all the information that we did before this part and just bringing it together. And now we're going to do the same thing for class B and C. Now we're going to work with the labels. So this part will be responsible for the output to the user. So we're going to say label, underscore, class A dot text equals class A totals dot toString, and inside parentheses we're gonna have quotation lowercase c, and we're also gonna do the same for class B and C. And with the C's, it's supposed to represent the currency, which that's responsible for like the $sign and the commas and the decimals after the money. So you all will see once we run it. So after we get done coding all that part, we're going to add in another part, which will be responsible for the total. So right now, I'm just checking over and make sure I'm on the right track. So far I am. So next we're going to hit enter, and we're going to type in decimal totals underscore sales semicolon. And next we're going to hit enter again, and we're going to type in total underscore sales equals class A totals plus sign class B totals plus sign and class C totals and semicolon. Next, we're going to work with the label total. So we're going to say label underscore total dot text equals, and we just hit tab, and that's the correct thing that we need. And there you go. And you wonder, why is this curly brace still giving me a syntax error? I'm just letting you all know that we are not finished. So if you add another curly brace to it, that will not let it go away. You would just add another error to your problem. So if you take off this one curly brace, it go just one error. So it's always good to use your message below the string to figure out why you still got an error. Right now we just got an error because we didn't put a catch or a finally. So for this program we're going to use catch, and this part will actually give the user an error message. So first I'm going to start out my comment. So after I got done commenting, so in order to get rid of that error, we're gonna say catch, parentheses, or we just hit tab, exception EX. And we're not gonna type that. And we're gonna open up another curly brace, but you don't see the error anymore. And inside that curly brace, we're going to type message box dot show. And we just hit tab because it wrote before us, and that's all. And as you all can see, we don't have no more issues. So now we're going to code the clear button. So we double click on that, and I'm gonna add my comments like always. As you all may can see, it might take me longer to comment because I'm thinking all this off the top of my head. It's not in a written book. This is actually in my own words. So bear with me. So now I'm going to code for the text box so it can clear out. So I'm going to say CA underscore text box dot text equals quotation semicolon, and I do the same thing for class B text box and class C. Now we're going to make it where the label clear for the user. So we're going to say label underscore class A dot text equal quotation semicolon. So we're going to do the same for B and C. Now we're going to do it for the total label. So we're going to say label underscore total dot text equal quotation semicolon. Now we're going to go back to the design. Well, right now I'm checking, make sure everything looks okay. I'm just adding on some more stuff to my comment, so bear with me again, guys. I'm adding more comments to my other stuff. Now we're going back to the design, and I'm going to code behind the exit button. Before I begin, I will add my comments like always. And this part gonna be simple, so we're gonna say this dot close. Well, we just could hit tab, and that's all. So now I'm just looking over all my code and make sure everything looks okay before I run it. So far everything looks okay, so I can hit Control S to save all. And now I'm going to run it. Now I'm going to enter in a random number. So this number would be, let me think. And I would say 320. And I would say 570. And for this one, 890. So calculate revenue, and that's the output what the user will see after they enter in the input. And we add all the totals up and all the other good stuff, and that's the total will be. So you clear it out. That's what it should look like. And I just hit the calculate revenue button. That's the error message that you all will see, and that works. And we hit S button to see that works. So far everything works good, everything looks great, and that's all. If you have stuck around the whole entire video, I would like to say thank you for your support. And also, if you can do these few things for me, which is like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share to your friends. And also, if you want to know what all platforms that I am on, you can check out my link tree, which you all can see right here on the screen, or you can check out my about tab on here. Also, I would like to say thank you once again, and I have new content coming on the way, and have a nice day.